dive comp from RRQ. If Aura doesn't respond to this Atlas pick properly, it might be disastrous.
But then again, you have Valentina that can take away the Fatal Link. So is it gonna be a double-edged sword here?
I don't know. Like the Valentina as an engage tool, we'll see. We'll see how that works out.
Because that can combo with the I'm Offended coming in from Godiva, but that all is very ifs, a lot of ifs. If they can get the momentum, if they can get the proper timing, it may just work. And Aura are going to seal the deal here with the Ling pick. And from the composition of RRQ Hoshi, they don't have a reliable source of click and stun CC for the Ling and to prevent him from going. But if this is the usual Ling that we see from high, it is going to be a utility Demon Slayer Ling, and that might not just be as impactful as we usually see the Ling as. But we do have an audience comment here by Uslim.Farhan. I see improvement in you guys. Keep improving and go to M4, hashtag Viva RRQ. And wow, you can feel the energy from the audience right now.
The atmosphere from both Aura fans and the RRQ Kingdom in the MPL arena. They're going wild right now as both of the teams have set their drafts up. You guys can join in right now in the comment section down below. Hashtag Aura Fire or hashtag Viva RRQ. The Kings up against the Dragons for the upper bracket slot. Let's jump into the Land of Dawn to see what this game holds for us. And as predicted, it's Albert on the Julian in the jungle. This is something that we haven't seen from Albert in a long time.
So we'll have to see here the impact, or perhaps Albert on this Julian can bring something new here. But spell-wise, yeah, Facehugger opted for a Purify here, so really securing himself from that Fatal Links from Vin.
But no one else has Purify, so it is going to enable Vin to make those crazy plays, and Vin is definitely the man to be able to go for that. We do feel that in terms of those lanes, Aura Fire will have a slight advantage because of the range, but when he reaches that power spike, when Claude is able to get those integral items, it might be difficult for Kabuki.
Albert though, already with that level 3, this is what enables, like, this is what makes Julian so strong early on, right? You get your ultimate at level 3 basically, and right now Albert jumps in again. Godiva has the flicker, won't burn it just yet, dodges away from the enhanced chain. But still, that's a small win for RRQ, getting the roamer so low, and whoa! Yo, what's going on here? Town prediction by Axe. The Indonesian casters and the English casters, it seems like we're in a bit of a battle ourselves.
Yeah, split here. So we'll have to see here who will win. But yeah, very, very interesting lineup prediction.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting because honestly, if RRQ Hoshi can utilize this momentum, it's going to be very difficult for Aura Fire, and now that's what they're going for.
Has a sprint, will just burn it out. Fluffy able to get out, but that's another good resource actually burnt out right before the turtle spawns.
Well, let's see here. From rotation, I feel like Aura Fire doesn't matter. They are going to initiate this one, and I feel it's going to be a contest.
Albert goes into retreat battle. Godiva won it there, as Godiva is going to be caught in the midst of it all. There's going to be the Fatal Links, bringing all of them back for RRQ. Fluffy jumps in with a Falling Star Moon, able to lock them down as well. Enhanced Sword comes out. Fluffy does not have the sprint, but he's still able to survive for some time. Godiva with I'm Offended, stunning everyone, but he will be taken down by RRQ. A turtle traded in for 2 kills.
Team fight-wise, definitely RRQ Hoshi has it in the bag. Why do I say this? Sure, Aura Fire has Facehugger who can also utilize the Fatal Links, right? But RRQ Hoshi with the Fatal Links, if it goes into a prolonged fight, they can always pop the Cult Altar. So when they go in for 5v5, it's going to be difficult for Aura Fire. I do believe that they should start looking for pickoffs here in the early game, as we can see the emblems as well.
Wait though, High is caught in the enemy jungle. Vin waiting, doesn't have the Fatal Links. Retribution comes in, High picks the purple buff out, stealing it away from Albert.
Well, what stood out from the side of the emblems here, Claude, Skylar opted for a 2 talents on the extra regeneration, and perhaps that might be that might create an impact here when he wants to heal, when he is low-key, just wants to chill. Perhaps that 2 talents might come clutch.
might come in handy. So we'll see how that's going to play out. Aura Fire, for the moment, still leading with 100 gold. Still very, very unstable, though, as it is going back and forth. But here we go. Tempest of Blade.
Godiva able to bring the I'm Offended over. Cold Ulcer comes in with the Fatal Links as well. Facehugger did not pop the Cold Ulcer in time. Will lose out on one of the members. High in the midst of it all. Go away placed in by Kabuki. Perfectly timed as he goes in for more. Now on to Clay. Bringing Kabuki back in. Skylar with the damage coming in again. Kabuki trying to run, but the scythe from RRQ's Albert comes in to the fray, picking up a kill.
That's not great. They do have that upper hand in terms of the AoE damage coming in from Melissa, but it's so early on, and he needs to farm up a little bit more to get those items to deal out the damage. Whereas now you can see R7 once again being a nuisance on the Uranus, distracting, or at least trying to distract Hai from his rotations. And it's kind of working. He's received a lot of amount of damage. The mobility is a bit hindered, realizing that the turtle has already spawned.
Meanwhile, here Hai with a quarter HP, actually he does not decide to retreat. And meanwhile, the fight topside was happening, Hai was actually invading the jungles of RRQ, so perhaps a little compensation here were grabbed by the side of Aura Fire.
This is massive for Aura Fire because Hai is one level ahead of Albert. The Retribution battle will favor Aura Fire right now as Hai is able to dodge away. Now comes in with a pinch voice. Cold Ultra placed. Hai jumps in, finishing the turtle up. Fatal Links comes in again, getting the CC onto the other members now as Hai picks up all the blades. Facehugger do the same thing with the Cold Ultra, but Skylar comes in again, picking up a kill. 2 for 0 for the turtle. Aura objective, RRQ kills.
I love this, honestly. It feels like a wrestling match here. Everyone is just taking each other down with the Fatal Links. But like I mentioned before, in those prolonged fights, RRQ Hoshi are going to win it out. So it all depends. How are RRQ Hoshi going to convert this? Because so far they have not been able to convert this on objectives. Aura Fire being able to take 2 turtles so far. The third one is coming up. But can they find something else on the board? Can they look for infrastructures? That's going to be the question.
Uranus here opted for a Dominance Ice first item. Oh, top side.
Skylar gonna get hooked by the I'm Offended. The go away as well was placed in. Aura Fire, very objective, good conversion. Meanwhile, Albert trying to steal it away from Hai as he goes in for the Temple of Blades. Albert goes in for the retreat, but Hai wins it out. Vin baited in, Falling Salmon coming in onto 2 members. Enhanced Sword placed in. Hai trying to go for the back line. Vin gonna be taken down. No, Cold Ulcer is placed perfectly, but R7 now is gonna be caught in the midst. They're gonna go for the collapse onto him with I'm Offended as well. R7 getting bursted down. Hai trying to deal the damage as well, but it's gonna be Aura Fire disengaging, opting to go for the mid turret instead, getting the second turret of the game for themselves.
Now that's exactly what they need to do. They need to go for those pickoffs, try and prevent that 5v5 situation from happening. And it's insane to see. Aura Fire now leading with 2,000 gold here, Gani.
Well, it seems like Aura Fire, they managed to capitalize on one single overcommitment move from side of RRQ Hoshi that was they went for the invade and the purple buff of Aura Fire, which actually Aura Fire responded very, very well. And the result is actually Aura Fire who were the ones who invaded the purple buff of Albert. Albert has no purple buff now. R7 with no enchanted talisman, take a look at his mana. It's rather always low.
Oh, R7's gonna get baited in though. That's a 3-man tank. R7 baited by Fluffy. He didn't even have the Dominance Ice just now, he just got it right now. And Aura Fire is still leading with a 2.4k gold lead. With the turtle, it's gonna push it up to a 3,000 gold lead. Turtle Slain presented to you by the Samsung Galaxy A series.
All 3 turtles taken very easily by Aura Fire, and I'm glad to see that Hai is finally in form. In their game against BTR, Hai missed almost every Retribution battle against Max, but here he's still able to win it out against Albert, also because of how they're playing. He is a level above. No, actually, he's 3 levels above Albert now, so much more difficult for Albert here, but Vin goes in for something.
Let's see, Vin with a perfect match, able to get the Fatal Links onto 3 members. Purify popped in by Facehugger as he goes in for the Cold Ulcer as well. Skylar has the Blazing Duet, he's waiting for it right now as he goes in for the back line.
Oh my God!
Gonna be knocked down as Godiva falls as well onto the hands of Skylar. Kabuki, free hitting in the back line as that's gonna be Hai jumping in as well onto Skylar, not able to find the kill. Skylar gets a double, but RRQ are still behind in gold.
Rarely do we see Aura Fire lose in a team fight, but man, that Fatal Links was huge. Combined with the Cult of Altar by Vin, that's by Clay, that just adds more depth to the team fight RRQ. Desperately here, they are trying to come back from the gold deficit.
And remember, it's really difficult because they have the composition to do that. Paired in also with the damage coming in from Skylar, it's just a little too much for Aura Fire in those prolonged team fights. RRQ Hoshi now with the map pressure, they're gonna take an objective on the board. So even if Aura Fire wins in those...
Dan goes in for the flicker, hits the wall. Godiva with I'm Offended, able to bring them back right now to call Ulcer's place as well. Facing over the Fatal Links as well, coming in onto the fray. That's going to be an enhanced chain coming in. High picks up the kill onto Vin as that's the enhanced sword by Albert to disengage. Both teams backing up, losing the roamer for RRQ. I don't know who, like, sure, Aura Fire won the trade 1-for-0, but it seems like RRQ are still going to have more pressure onto the Lord right now.
A slight mismechanic there, perhaps from Vin. The flicker hit the wall. That was a very costly resource taken away. But now it seems like R7 is opening the map, and RRQ is now resetted. Vin is back in the game.
Yeah, there was a fun fact there by Grab that mentioned something that we did already discuss before, that Aura Fire was able to win in leg number 1 here in MPL ID Season 10, but that was when RRQ Hoshi brought in Banana. So you can see here in the bottom side, Hai is trying to look for the plan Bs with a Ling, right? He has the mobility to take more objectives on the board, and that is exactly how they're going to do it. They're splitting the map. They're trying to get pressure in the bottom side for them to take this next objective, which is that Lord, and man, oh man, is this going to be important. Aura Fire needs to play this very carefully because once again, if they group up as 5, that's not going to be in their favor.
Let's see, Aura Fire going for the Lord right now. Cole Ultra placed in, Retribution Battle comes in right here. High wins it, Fatal Links bringing all the members back in for the damage coming through from Skylar. Has the Blazing Duet, finally goes in for the Blazing Duet. In the midst of it all, Facehugger falls, and it's RRQ who takes another team fight. Again, it's traded in for the Lord, for the objective, but the gold lead is slowly but surely diminishing for Aura Fire. RRQ capitalizing, getting a turret in the mid lane. R7 zoning Fluffy and Kabuki away. Skylar picking up the turret in the mid lane again, getting tier 1 and tier 2.
Do you guys know what the definition of insanity is?
This match, this game.
No. Insanity means you do something over and over and expect different results. And that's exactly what Aura Fire is doing right now. They understand if they go in for those objectives, 5v5, RRQ Hoshi are going to win it out. But for some reason, they keep going for it. I thought that they had a great idea there with Hai going into the bottom side, perhaps forcing R7 to deal with the minions in the bottom lane. But it didn't work. It didn't happen, and they still forced it.
Yeah, item-wise here, Claude is almost at full items here. Malefic Roar being on the way. And Julian, though, Holy Crystal in his arsenal and Genius Wand. So penetration and magic power is definitely up there. Aura Fire, take a look at the gold. It's now even. So perhaps RRQ Hoshi is looking for the comeback here.
Yeah, again, right, Aura Fire needs to change the tempo of the game because RRQ have been dictating it with the team fights. They're able to force team fights on Aura, and Aura, they're taking it, right? They're playing within RRQ's game. RRQ's composition, take a look at it. It's a heavy team fight comp. Whereas Aura, sure, they're also pretty good in these team fights with a lot of AoE, but like you mentioned, they have more dimensions. They can play the split push game, and they need to utilize that a bit more.
I guess that's exactly what Hai is doing. And I have a question here, Goni. It does seem like Facehugger opted for the Enchanted Talisman and the Lightning Truncheon without the COD. So is he not relying on his damage in this particular game? And if he does that, they're heavily relying on Kabuki for all that because Hai is building tank.
I feel like with Facehugger here, he wants to just burst. But take a look and engage.
Another force in the back line. Hai going to be able to pop the Steps of Blaze as Godiva gets taken down. Facehugger as well eliminated from the fight. A double kill for Albert right now as Hai is caught again. RRQ forcing the fights to happen. Bottom side it's pushed up, but Aura are not using the waves.
They're not going to even use that wave at all. It does seem like this might be the final push. RRQ Hoshi, Vin has the Fatal Links, and there we go!
Vin again! Coming in, he does not stop! RRQ say, you know what? Take the objective! We'll take the team fight! We'll wipe you out! And we'll secure game 1!
That was so brutal for Aura Fire. If we thought that they got demolished against Bigatron, this was a wipeout, man. That team composition was just so beautiful, and you can feel the passion from RRQ Hoshi. You can feel the tears. And this is only game